Hi, I'm Myra.
And I'm Tressa. We are fancy marketing people with Union, a Wyoming-based telecommunications company. Yes, Wyoming really does exist. We proudly serve the Rocky Mountain region.
On this podcast, we will feature businesses, organizations, nonprofits, and influential people from Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming.
Our mission is to highlight those who inspire their communities daily.
We believe this makes us truly authentic because a journey of 1,000 miles always begins with a single step.
Hey, good morning, Myra.
Tessa. Good morning. Long time no see.
Oh, I know. We were just traveling together, last week?
Yeah. We just been 100 and some hours together.
Yeah. Yeah, at a conference. It was really great.
Yeah.
A lot of warm weather there. Yeah.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I had a really good weekend. Actually, I continued my stay in Nashville. That's where our conference was, and enjoyed a weekend there with my husband and had a good time. Yeah, it was nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. I got back. I celebrated a birthday.
Yes, and happy birthday.
Yeah, it was very low key, nothing crazy, and then we went to my mom's, and we did something there. And Nola just likes birthdays, so mostly it was for her to make her happy. She really likes birthdays, so it was fun.
I understand that. Nothing wrong with birthdays. I mean, there's cake, balloons.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
I know. Yeah. It was weird though. So Tressa knows that my father has passed. And this weekend I saw a guy, and he was wearing a tie. And of all the ties in the world, he was wearing a Three Stooges tie. And the Three Stooges was like my dad's favorite. He loved the Three Stooges, and we like the Three Stooges, so we always watch the Three Stooges. And I thought that was so crazy. But a tradition in my family is we sing the birthday song from the Three Stooges. And it was from an episode where they made a cake, and the cake blew up on the person. And so we'll sing happy birthday, and then immediately after we sing happy birthday, we sing the Three Stooges, we baked you a birthday cake song. And so, I don't know, it was cute. It made me happy. I saw this little signs everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
I love that. I've never heard of the Three Stooges birthday song. I've never watched them, so I'm not familiar with it.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're weird.
Have to check it out.
Yeah, we have some weird traditions, and it's like we baked you a birthday cake. If you get a tummy ache and you moan and groan and roll, don't forget we told you so. And then in the episode, the cake blows up in the person's face, and they're like, "Happy birthday, Mr. Johnson." And I think they pumped the cake full of air because the cake deflated. And so, yeah, we sing it at every birthday, and everyone's memorized it. And, even people that have come in our lives and left, or are in different
friends.
Yeah, friends,
come in and out.
Ex-wives, all that.
Yeah,
and,
I get it, yeah.
Yeah, baby mamas, daddy mamas.
Yeah, all the things.
All the things. They call us and sing it on our birthdays, too. So
I love it. I love those kind of traditions. So does Nola now know this song?
Yeah, so we're weird. And then one of our other weird traditions, since we're on the topic of how weird we are, we go and sing Christmas carols at the cemetery. And we are.
I hope on Christmas, or do you do that for your birthday too? Or
no birthdays. But the tradition started when my mom's dad passed away, and so everybody's buried in the same vicinity. So we are very weird, and we'll go sing Christmas carols to graves. It makes them happy, so we just keep it going.
I think it's great. I love it. I wish I had some traditions to share. My childhood wasn't that traditional, so not a lot of traditions.
Mine sounds weirder and weirder, so I don't know if it should even be called a tradition. It's not very traditional. It's very strange. Yeah.
No, it's traditions that your family all loves to do together. That's the cool part. Yeah. I love that.
So yeah, so we jammed out, and then I saw the Three Stooges thing, and I'm like, oh, and like my niece has been going through all the boxes and stuff at my mom's house and trying to help declutter and like get rid of stuff and pack up stuff because my mom held on to every single thing that my brothers and I ever made or created, or if we were on the honor roll, or if we were in the newspaper, or if we drew a picture one day. And so we were boxing everything up, or my niece was, and I went through my oldest brother's box, Jason, and he wrote a story about how my dad was his hero. And I have laughed so hard because he wrote my dad's routine. And it's like, my dad wakes up, he takes a load of laundry downstairs to wash. He brings up a load of laundry upstairs to fold. Then he cooks breakfast. Then he already preps for lunch, all by 5:55 a.m. And I have laughed, and I'm like, my dad did the same routine until he died. I mean, like,
did he?
Yeah, like the morning he passed away, he did that same routine.
Same routine.
And I'm like, poor Greg. I'm like, this
laundry,
poor man. Laundry,
breakfast,
lunch, all by 5:55 a.m. So,
LBL, you should have T-shirts made.
Laundry, breakfast, lunch. Well, Tressa, I'm excited for our guests today. We have 2 guests, which is super fun. I love when we have, the more the merrier. I love it.
That's right.
Yeah, so on today's podcast, we have Joe Hickey. Joe is the chairman of the Bridger Valley Rodeo. And we also have Emilene Prince, and she is the super helper queen extraordinaire of the Bridger Valley Rodeo. She does all the things.
All the things. Well, welcome, you guys.
Great.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to you today about this.
Yeah. So do you want to start, either Joe or Emilene, and just kind of talk about what is the Bridger Valley Rodeo? And if I'm correct, I know it's been around a little longer than that, but I think this is your 25th year of the rodeo?
Well, it's the 25th year of the ranch rodeo. Previous to that,
okay,
probably clear back to about 1900, when they first started going, local ranchers would just bring a horse that was bucking everybody off and bringing calves to rope. And it was a community get together to make a rodeo. Then as time went on, they got contractors and were putting on full-fledged rodeos. But about 25 years ago, we decided it was just too expensive to do that. So we kind of went back to the tradition of a community get together, had events that are used on the ranch every day. And we really have focused the last 25 years on family, where families could enter and compete together, and especially Bridger Valley families. And when you go to a rodeo, many times you don't personally know anybody. At our rodeo, you personally know everybody. And it has become quite popular.
Yeah, it's been great. Can you talk about like the events of a ranch rodeo? Because I know the first one I ever went to in Bridger Valley, I had no idea what a ranch rodeo was, right? I didn't know what to expect. I thought there might be bull riding and some of the other things, but it was completely different. So can you talk about some of the different events and how, like what you're talking about, Joe, an entire family can participate in different events?
Well, and that's a very interesting thing because there are no ranch rodeos like this one.
Okay.
The real ranch rodeos.
Well, I'd never seen one before.
They have teams. In fact, in the United States, they have 2 national championship rodeos for ranch rodeo contests. But that is for dyed-in-the-wool cowboys and cowgirls that are really top hands. And our events, again, we've tried to focus on, like, for example, team branding. Well, in the open, we have, there's 4 on a team, there's 2 ropers, a wrestler, and then somebody comes out and brands the calf. Well, we've had branders as young as 2 and 3 years old, and they won. And
Wow.
we've had on those teams as old as 80, and they won. And that's by design. I honestly think any local community in the ranching community in the United States is to be popular, but we're the only ones that do it like this. And again, the reason is we focused on events that families can be in together. There's also team sorting, where there's 6 cows in the, well, there's more than that. There's usually about 18 in a pen, or no, 6, I'm sorry. And you're given a number of 1 through 6, and you have to sort them through a gate. Say if you're given number 2, you got to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. And we've had very small kids and older contestants be able to go home with a buckle. We give in the junior rodeo and the ranch rodeo approximately 60 belt buckles to the champions.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And it is, they're treasured. They go to people that would never have a chance to win a trophy buckle in a rodeo, because 80-year-old guys don't compete against those top hands at the rodeos, or neither do 3 and 4 and 5-year-old kids. So they are cherished prizes. And we have been so happy how it's promoted sorting. We have families in the area that are now go to Utah to championship contests and win. They just young kids. We have working cowboys that actually practice through the year for our rodeo, besides their everyday activities. And so it has really become something that has helped the cowboy culture out and introduced it to those that don't know how working cattle ranches work.
Another fun event that we have is the hide race. And this one is one that really young kids can do, and to me really promotes families. We remember specifically a young kid was a little nervous to ride the hide. So how the event works is you have a person on the horse, and they drag a hide behind the horse, and they have a rider going down, and they come around a barrel, and the hide rider rolls off and another hide rider jumps on. And one of
Oh, wow.
It's great. One of my favorite memories of this, one of the little kids was a little nervous to ride the hide, so his grandma got on with him and rode down around the barrel, and they both rolled off, and the next person got on. And so just things like that make the rodeo special, that you see families enter, and it's really great.
And that event comes from a contest that the Indians used to have. They'd pull a buffalo hide through the village and race with somebody on it. And so our events are very traditional. And it's not by accident. We've really tried to make them that way.
Yeah, and so you guys do a junior ranch rodeo and then a ranch rodeo for everyone. Is that correct?
Well, not exactly. The junior rodeo is more rodeo events. And
more traditional rodeo events. Okay.
Right. We have 4 divisions, and so we have events for the little kids that can't ride as well, just roping a dummy or running the barrels on a stick horse. things like this that, again, we have
awesome.
really tried to make this a family-oriented event. We had a couple that came here last year to watch it from South Dakota. And
Wow.
they
My
said they
gosh.
had never seen a community come together and for the young people and families like this. We haven't heard from them this year, but I hope they come back, because those are the kind of audience people we like to have come. We like to introduce them to our valley. And
Yeah, so I like what you said, Joe, about, community. Can you talk a little bit about like the importance of the rodeo for the community and like what this means to bring the community together? Because this is something that is very unique. I feel like one, obviously the ranch rodeo that you guys host is unique, but I feel like growing up, I never really thought about this from a community perspective. But as you just mentioned, when people come and see it and how close it brings the community together, can you just talk about the community impact and what that means for the rodeo?
well, there's another thing that wasn't by accident. From 25 years ago when we started this ranch rodeo, that was one of our main goals, is to make it that all our communities in the Bridger Valley and surrounding area would feel welcome. And you'll see on the teams, it'll be from everywhere in the valley. Robertson with folks from Fort Bridger on the same team, just out there having a good time. And I've so appreciated the good sportsmanship. The people, they take it as a valley event. And there's just not many things in our valley that can bring us all together, especially competition. And it gets fierce,
Yeah.
and one of our favorite events is the stock saddle bronc riding, which is in ranch rodeos. And they ride those bucking horses. With just a regular saddle. And they're pretty tough. And my dad, his favorite horse, is a horse that bucked. And we've kept them kind of in his honor. And that's all they do is work 8 seconds a year. I'm sorry.
Oh, I
They
love
live
that.
up by
No,
the
I
Utah
love
line
that. That's awesome.
all year long. And it's been something that has been important to my family, that we keep these traditions going to honor those that's come before us. I had a fellow I run into once down to Salt Lake in the store, and he says, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Bridger Valley and Lone Tree." And he says, my dad was born in 1901. And his dad died when he was 14, 1914, same year as Union Telephone.
Yes.
And he
Yeah.
walked over the mountain. His mother said, "There's no money here for us. You've got to go over the mountains to the Henry's Fork." And he'd come to my great-grandfather's ranch. They said, "We'll hire you for haying." And he says, "There's 2 rules on this ranch. First rule is we work 6 days a week. Second rule is we ride bucking horses on Sunday." That is the tradition we're trying to keep going with the Bridger Valley Pioneer Days Rodeo. We ride bucking horses.
I really love
that so
that.
much.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, Joe, I know that you got emotional about it, and I think that's so beautiful because that's something that I I think that really captures the sentiment around the ranch rodeo, around the rodeo, around rodeos in general, and how this really means for a community and for a group of people and for families and the traditions, that it's a lot larger than those 8 seconds, and I think that you really captured that, and that was really beautiful, Joe. Thanks for sharing that.
Well,
Yes,
thank you
so much.
And what Union has done for us in this sponsoring the concert, we could not do that. And that it's such an enjoyable event to have Brent Hill come here, who just loves our area and wrote many songs about it. And it really makes a difference for this celebration. We try to have something every night for 6 nights. First night is the Queen Contest on Monday. Then on Tuesday we have the barrel racing and team roping. On Wednesday we have the junior rodeo, which is like many junior rodeos in our area, actually. And Thursday night we just have the Brent Hill concert. And Saturday we take all entries. We have nearly 200 head of livestock to that Friday night performance, then take the top 6 from Friday night into Saturday. And it is a hoorah event. we really have the best of the best, and we so appreciate this opportunity to do it.
So, Joe, with the livestock, is that all your family that provides that, or are you working with other contractors that come and help bring that many animals in?
Mainly our family. Now, the steers, my son and his friend from Manila supply the steers, and then the calves and the bucking horses and the yearlings for sorting and team branding, team doctoring, we bring. And another thing that just touches your heart, we can't haul all that in 20-foot stock trailers. We have 2 or 3 guys with semis every year haul them for free.
Wow. That's incredible.
Awesome.
This valley is so awesome. And I just can't get over the good people of this valley. We've had several people ask their girlfriends they've met their future wives at this rodeo. There's just so many stories of
Joe's matchmaking over there.
Getting together. And every year I'll hear a little kid come up to his mom and dad that's from out of town, and they'll say, "Why don't we move here? Why don't we live here?" And I always say, you don't get that when somebody comes and plays football.
No.
Yeah. I'm prejudiced. I am. But it is a good atmosphere event.
Yeah.
Thanks to the people of this valley.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well,
I love
and thank you to your
livestock. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about the livestock, I think is really important. With, we look at other different rodeos and we see rodeos at a larger scale, and it's just part of it. Isn't it the national sport or not national? Sorry, it's the state sport of Wyoming is rodeo.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure. And so I think that's really neat. To talk about it from the livestock perspective too, and the love and the care of the animals and getting the animals there, and then what it takes, because it's not just people, it's about the animals also. So I think, I don't know, I like animals, so that's where my heart is. So I really like the point of that and how the community comes together to also help with the livestock transportation.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, and
we just couldn't do it. without so much help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lot of animals to transport. So, Emilene, does your family work on this all year long? When do you start planning?
There's a lot that takes place behind the scenes for sure. Early on in the year, we start working to get things organized to be prepared in the summer, that we have things in place and ready. And yeah, it's a undertaking that lasts well into the year and starts early on. So.
Yeah. Yes.
We're usually,
I'm sure it keeps you busy.
the next week after the rodeo, we're talking about next year. Isn't that how ranchers are thinking next year?
I think so.
Better.
Yeah. How can we improve this?
Yes.
That's funny. So is there anything special planned for the 25th year?
Well, we brought back a crowd favorite event for the 25th anniversary. We had not done the rescue race for a few years, and we had people say how much they enjoyed that event, and we thought that it'd be fun to have that back for the 25th anniversary, and we'll see how it goes. If we get interest, and we'll probably keep that going again. And so that's something special we have planned for this 25th anniversary. So.
Oh, great. Awesome. Well, we're coming up to the end of our time. Myra, any final thoughts or questions before we end?
No, I think this was great. And I love what you guys shared, and the perspective. It brought a different perspective for me for Ranch Rodeo. So I love the conversation, and I'm just so grateful that you guys decided to do the podcast today, and we could learn more and talk about the importance of the Bridger Valley Rodeo and what it means.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Yeah, me too.
So I really do appreciate your time today. One of the things that we like to ask all of our guests before we end, and you can each answer separately, is how do you stay authentic?
Well, that's a good question. We do stay pretty authentic. We still stack our hay loose. We still rope all our calves to brand them. A kid that used to work for us was branding calves up to Big Piney, and he was telling them how they ought to do it like the Hickeys, which didn't go over too good. And an old guy who was working there says, "Did they still do it like that? Why, they done that when I worked for them in the 20s. So tradition is important to our family and the way we do things, as it is in many families in this valley. That's our theme this year is ensuring the past for the future. And we feel that is really what makes it worth doing this.
I am so grateful for the heritage that I have. Being able to grow up on a ranch is unusual, and I didn't realize that till I went away to college. And now working in the community, I realize how many young kids there are that would love to ride horses and love to have that opportunity. So this is my way of staying authentic. I do a lot of horse riding lessons for little kids that don't have the opportunity to have their own horse, and they come out and we ride, and I did 3 this morning, and it's just so fun to see these kids that maybe wouldn't have that opportunity to be able to share that with them and have their little face light up and ride the horses. And I just think that that is so important, and how we can keep these traditions going in our community and help the young people for their futures, and just build that community spirit and share this heritage that we have.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I love that. That's amazing. I might come out and take some riding lessons.
You should. The first time I rode
Do you do
a
them for
horse
adults?
was with Emilene. That's the first time I rode a horse. And the first time my daughter rode a horse was with Emilene. So I was going to say, Emilene, look at you. You are paving the way.
Well, thank you guys so much for the conversation today. We really do appreciate it.
Well, we really appreciate what Union Telephone does for us.
Yes.
The Woody family. They are a pioneer family, and we so appreciate them.
There. All right.
Awesome. Well, until next time.
Stay authentic.